If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Good evening and welcome here to Klein Court on the campus of Musselman High School as we get you ready for some EPAC boys hoops action. Right now you're seeing varsity action live on, JV action live on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. As there's about 2 minutes left in the contest, Martinsburg on top of Musselman JV 48-34. And we're here for, obviously, the varsity matchup, Nick. It's kind of two teams that are in different places than you're used to seeing.
Yeah, I think, especially based off of last year. I mean, these two teams met in one of the two region championship games, and Musselman ended Martinsburg's season on the Bulldogs' home floor. So, you know, when you look at it that way and how these teams have started this season, Martinsburg being 500, Musselman 5 games under 500, it's a little bit surprising. But then when you look at how much these two teams lost from a season ago, it makes sense. I mean, Martinsburg lost all of its seniors. They only returned Avion Blackwood in terms of players that got significant playing time last year. And Musselman only really returns Matt Mahood, and he was a role player last year. Now he's stepped up and been a really good contributor, really the best player for Musselman this year, but they lost everybody else that played significant minutes from a season ago. So it makes sense where they're at, but, I mean, it's not where you expect these programs to be, especially if you're basing off of last year where these two teams were in a region championship game. And this year, that's still a possibility potentially if you get hot at the right time, but you would be pretty surprised, I think, if these two teams were both in one.
Well, yeah, and I think it's going to be an easier path for Musselman to get there than it is going to be for Martinsburg, with Hedgesville and Spring Mills being top of the mountain right now here in the Section 1. And last year it was a struggling Hedgesville team that wasn't what we're used to seeing, and they're the ones that were the odd team out when it came to the regional championship. And it'll be most likely the way it's going to set up for the Section 2 is that it'll be Washington versus Musselman.
I don't believe Hedgesville necessarily struggled last year. I think they still had a winning record. They just didn't make it. They were knocked off by Martinsburg. So, they still had a really good season. But, that's all still 2 months away before we got to really worry about that. So, in terms of tonight's game, it's an opportunity for these two teams to build some momentum. It's a pretty even matchup, I think, in a lot of categories in terms of the fact that, this is two young teams going at it. And it's an interesting matchup, and it's a big rivalry game. So I think there's a lot of things that play a factor that should make this a pretty close game, even though people may look at it and say, well, Martinsburg has 4 more wins. They've been a little bit more competitive than Musselman, so this should be an easy win for them. But I wouldn't say that at all. I think it should be a close game, based on the fact that it is a big rivalry. And Musselman has shown some abilities to play in some close games earlier in the year. So it's going to have to take a really strong performance from the Applemen. But I don't think it would be crazy to think that this will be a good ball game tonight.
Yes, and we're on the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off. Sunset Water proudly installing water softeners in Martinsburg and Berkeley County since 1989. Nick, obviously this game between these two teams, you'll hear later from Coach Rogers. He said, my teams always seem to struggle when they come down here to Inwood. Yeah. Which is an interesting note that for the head coach to say.
Yeah, we had a really close game here a year ago between these two teams that came down to a missed jumper from, I believe it was Long. I believe he missed that free throw line J in the game we had here between these two teams. So, that was a dramatic one. We had some really good games between these teams last year. So, it's a big rivalry. I think it should be a close game. And actually, no, I'm sorry. Martinsburg lost at the buzzer last year on a Jess Sutherland.
Yes.
I knew as a big man missed a free throw line jumper. And, Coach Basil went up in the stands because it was a great win for his team. And
that was the game.
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, my gosh, it was.
Yeah.
It was the game because I remember I pointed that out. I said, we got Coach Basile up here running up the stands.
Yeah. So, that's how it was. It was Jess Sutherland missed that tough free throw line jumper here at Musselman. The Bulldogs won back at the Fieldhouse, but then lost in the regional championship game. So, I would expect a close game here tonight, and that's a good point by Coach Rogers. They have struggled in this building in the past, and it's a tough place to play. Very condensed gym. I feel like the stands are very close to the court. The student sections are really pretty intense here, so it should be your typical EPAC Friday night contest.
It seems to be neon orange, neon yellow construction night, maybe construction night. Got to bring your hard hats.
I'm not sure if that is potentially the Martinsburg student section or the Musselman student section.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Since they are sitting in the visitor student section side.
I think that is Martinsburg. Because I think Musselman's right there. Or they're right there. I don't know how they do it.
They're kind of spread out a little bit, it looks like, tonight. But
nonetheless, here we're going to take our first break of the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off as this JV action gets ready to conclude here. As Martinsburg looks like they're going to come out with a win 53-37, 15.1 seconds left. But we'll take our first break of countdown to tip-off. When we come back, we'll break this down a little more. Actually, how about this? Our second segment tonight, we'll hear from, or not hear from, we'll talk about the other games in the EPAC and what Martinsburg has to have a tough task of doing tomorrow. After this 2-minute break, you're tuned in to EPAC basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 2 minutes.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome back to the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off as we get you set here for this varsity action between the visitors in the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the homestanding Musselman Applemen. We'll take a look here quickly around the EPAC, Nick. Games going on tonight. The only other big game currently that is tonight would be the other all-EPAC matchup. That is Spring Mills hosting Hedgesville. And that's going to determine who's going to have the leg up here in the not really vital EPAC standings because they're by vote when it comes down to the sectionals.
Yeah, and Spring Mills is known for not agreeing with those votes, right, as we all know from last year. So if the Cardinals win tonight, that certainly makes you think that at least at this point in the season they would be voted number one on this side of the section, but again, we know that it could determine a few other things. So that's a great game. You know, Spring Mills, Hedgesville, if we could, we'd be at both games here tonight. You know, two great teams there, a good rivalry. I think that should be a really good game. I'm looking forward to that one to see how it turns out. You know, two teams that I think experience-wise have the most experience on this side of the EPAC, and they both have really brought it so far this year. They're two top 10 teams in the state, so it doesn't get much better than that one tonight, Spencer.
It does not, and for Hedgesville, they'll be back in action tomorrow. They'll host DC International, a top team in their league in DC.
Yeah, so, you know, Hedgesville's had quite the interesting non-conference schedule, as it usually is for the Kelly Church Eagles, as they play a lot of different private schools of different levels of competition. It sounds like to me that DC International would be a pretty tough squad based on the fact that they are leading their league, but you know, just because you're a private school in DC, I guess doesn't necessarily mean that you are a big-time program. I never heard of this DC International until,
I haven't either.
You know, seeing it on the Hedgesville schedule, but they're leading their league, so they're at least somewhat a quality opponent, I would think.
Yeah, and Martinsburg will do the same thing tomorrow. They'll host the number one team in the state, and the Morgantown Mohegans. We'll have that game for you. Tip-off by 3:30 is the hope. Could be on the air as early as 2:45. But that's going to be a tough one tomorrow for the Bulldogs, especially after tonight's game.
I mean, it's definitely going to be tough when you got you know, two teams. that are Morgantown. Obviously, is the the number one team in the state, so a very good challenge for the Bulldogs. And Martinsburg, is definitely going to be tested tomorrow against that Morgantown team. They've been pretty much rolling. We saw what they did to Washington, so it'll definitely be a tough game for the Bulldogs, but it's always good to challenge yourself, and if you want to compete at that level, you got to be able to beat those teams. So while this year's Martinsburg team probably isn't there yet to knock off a team like Morgantown, for the young players that will come back for next year's team, they could get to that point.
Yeah, they could, and we'll look around the rest of the EPAC schedule. Washington doing a double dip at Greenbrier tonight and tomorrow. They'll be at Greenbrier West tonight. Then tomorrow afternoon at one of the top teams in the state, Greenbrier East.
Yeah, we've seen East twice this year against this Musselman team and against Spring Mills. And then West, I think that would be a winnable game for Washington. So, even if you split, you're getting good competition there in the Greenbrier area. And I like what Coach Hilliard's done with his squad so far and with the schedule. I think it's a pretty solid schedule for them.
And then one final game here with EPAC Boys Hoops this weekend. Jefferson travels just a little, probably about 30, 35-minute drive through Sharpsburg area to St. James in Maryland. That's a private school, Nick, and that's a team that's going to challenge the Jefferson boys. We saw them challenge the Jefferson girls on the girls' side earlier this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Jefferson played in their tournament last year where they got some good competition. So, this is a Cougars team that has taken some tough losses. We saw the loss they had to Hedgesville. They had some non-conference losses as well. So, it's not last year's squad. I think a win against St. James would really help you moving forward if you are the Jefferson Cougars. So they're continuing to get good competition. I think in some ways having some losses at this point in the year is helping them for the future, but there's no guarantee that they're going to Charleston like it seemed like there was last year by this point in the year. We already kind of knew that Jefferson was going to run the table in the EPAC. Not the case this year. So
yeah, definitely a slightly different Jefferson team that we've seen since last year, but they're up for the challenge. I mean, they're likely going to get that bye. Barring something, they'll get that bye into the regionals.
Yeah, that's fair, but I mean, nothing's guaranteed for Jefferson, so I like their team.
Or I guess the Section 1 championship.
Right, yeah.
Excuse me, not the regionals, the Section 1 championship.
I knew it.
Section 2 championship here coming up later this season, Nick. But with that, we'll take our second break of the countdown to tip-off, brought to you by Sunset Water Services, proudly installing water softeners in Martinsburg and Berkeley County since 1989. After this 2-minute break, we'll hear from both head coaches, starting with Dave Rogers, then going over to Derek Pasil. We are tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, back in 2 minutes.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Welcome back to the Sunset Water Countdown to tip-off here as we get you set for Musselman and Martinsburg, as we'll get you now the coaches' interviews brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations all around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's fast, fresh, friendly. We'll start with Martinsburg head coach Dave Rogers.
We're now joined by head coach for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Rogers. And, Coach, you got a big 30-point victory on Tuesday against Washington. What did you see from your team in that one that you liked? Were you able to get a lot of guys in?
Well, the thing that I like is that we're energy level is way up, and our execution was there, our defense was there. It's just effort and energy is what you got to do, and I thought that's what we did.
And has that kind of been something that you've wanted to see improvement since the beginning of the year?
Been lacking. It really has, and I said that after a game one night that you got to be competitive, and if I talk to a player and ask him if he wants to play or win, he tells me he wants just to play, we're in trouble. We want to win. And to win, you've got to give everything you've got every night on every play. And we're starting to pick up 94 feet, and I think we have to do that.
And looking at the roster that you sent me earlier today, it seems like a couple of additions, one of them being star football player Jameer Hunter, and it's going to definitely be a help to get an athletic guy like him on your squad.
Well, we like Jameer. He's an athlete. He's very quick. He's very mobile. Still has a lot to learn with the game of basketball, but willing to do it. And so we're pleased to add one there, and it's a good thing.
Do you think his familiarity with Avion is going to help your team when they're both on the floor at the same time?
Well, they're both the same style player. They're both athletic. They're both quick. They can do a lot of good things.
And then it appears you bring another guy up from JV, Garrett Height. What is he going to add to your squad when he's able to get in the game?
Well, we just think that Garrett has earned that right. We just think he has really played well. We got Kyrie Bunny up. We've got Anthony. We've got Jeremiah up. And they're all sophomores, and we start 2 sophomores. And with them practicing with us, and in fact, they do double duty. They practice varsity and JV, and it's tough on them. But I don't think you can get better. As if they work hard, they can get better.
And moving on to tonight, it's going to be a tough matchup. Obviously, it's an EPAC game. Every game's a big game, and it's against Musselman. They're not having a season like they had last year, but they're obviously not a team you can just overlook.
Oh my goodness! I tell you what, Derek does a great job up here, and for whatever reason, we don't play well up here. We have in the past at a couple of times, but the last couple of years we have not played well up here. But they've got some good hard-nosed athletes that can play the game, so we've got to be ready to go tonight. Hopefully we can pick up another win.
And what do you see from their team that is going to be a challenge?
Well, I think we've got to really challenge them on the boards. They do a nice job of running their offense with a lot of curl cuts, and so we just got to be able to stop them from taking to the hole. We've worked hard on that the last couple of days, and just to make sure that the people just can't take us off the dribble. That can't happen.
And then what is your team going to need to do tonight to get the victory?
Well, I just think we need to execute. We need to get the ball off the boards. We have to run, and if we can, and I'm the kind of guy, if I can get 2-on-1, 3-on-2, I'll take it, because you're not going to get any better shot than that off the offense. So let's get down the floor. Let's push it ahead. Let's play defense. Let's hustle. Let's play basketball.
And obviously Musselman's a task at hand tonight, but you got a quick turnaround for a big, great team coming in, the number 1 team in the state in Morgantown tomorrow for an afternoon game. Is that in your players' minds maybe tonight a little bit? You obviously wanted to keep it out of it.
Well, I hope not. I hope we do it one at a time. That's not a very good job of me scheduling, because it's tough to get ready for 2 teams back-to-back without a practice day in between. So next year we're going to try to correct that if we can. But yeah, Morgantown is very, very good. They're as good or better than they were last year, and they won it all. And it's just a good program. So we got to get through tonight first, and I hope we play and we do well. And then if we do, we can set our sights on tomorrow.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time. Best of luck.
Thank you.
We're now joined by head coach for the Musselman Applemen, Derek Basil. Coach Basil, last game you guys took a tough one to Spring Mills and 2 losses in a row after beating Broad Fording. What have you been working on with your team?
Well, a little bit of everything. Really just working on our stuff. We haven't been able to find the right combinations that we were hoping to find. We knew we were inexperienced coming in. We thought by this time of the year we would start being, getting, a little higher up the trajectory a little bit, but it hasn't come together for us. You combine that with playing some really good opponents, and all of a sudden you're 2-7. So just trying to keep the guys engaged, trying to keep the confidence up. It's been a challenge for sure.
And, seeing a little bit during pregame warm-ups and earlier saw Troy shooting around a little bit. Is timeline still mid-February?
Well, no. Troy was cleared by the doctor, so he started practice yesterday. He'll suit up tonight but won't play. And he's targeted to come back the 1st of February, possibly the January 31st game against University, possibly. Depending on how he performs, the next 6 or 7 practices. But our training staff's watching him, and he's playing without pain right now, so it looks good.
So a few more days for that, but what is it going to take tonight for your team to get a win against Martinsburg? And talking to Coach Rogers, he said they always have a tough time coming down here.
Well, Martinsburg, it's always a fun game. We always play tough games, competitive games. I'm hoping that'll be what it'll be tonight. I think Martinsburg's on a little bit of an upswing. They're playing well. They got young guys, and they're starting to come into their own a little bit. Our guys have to go out and compete. We can't. We've had too many. It's either been a combination of we've had too many live ball turnovers in a game, or we're getting out rebounded to death. So we've got to clean both those up. If we can do that, give ourselves a chance to be successful.
What do you think has been your team's biggest improvement since game 1?
Well, I think that we have settled into the competition level, but we're still doing the same things. We're still not accomplishing. We're not meeting the demands of the game. The rebounding, the live ball turnovers. We're still not meeting those demands. And if we can't do that, you'll have a chance to be successful. So we've kind of figured out the competition level and the speed of the game, but we're still lacking in some of those categories, and we're really struggling scoring the ball right now. We got to find somebody who can score the ball.
Any final thoughts?
No, it's just going to be hopefully it'll be a competitive basketball game, and give ourselves a chance in the fourth quarter.
All right, thanks for the time. Best of luck.
Thank you.
That was head coach for the Musselman Applemen, Derek Basil. Before that, you heard head coach for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Rogers. And those were your Rocks Local Markets coaches' interviews. And we'll be back after this 2-minute break to get keys to the game and Nick's players to look out for. You're tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross in the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Court here as we get you set for Martinsburg at Musselman. And now it's time for the keys to the game, brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? I ride with them, so you should too. Nick, first your keys for the visiting Martinsburg Bulldogs.
Well, I think for the Dogs, it's going to come down to transition defense, and just really defense altogether. I think that Martinsburg has really struggled at times getting back in transition, though especially in rebounding. In order to play the style that Martinsburg wants to play, which is an up-tempo, fast break, pressure style, you got to be able to rebound and get out and run. So you can't let this Musselman team get a bunch of second chance opportunities.
And for Musselman, excuse me.
For Musselman, you got to stay under control. I think that their live ball turnovers, like Coach said, has really held them back. So you can stay under control and take care of the basketball. That really would help it, and find another guy outside of Matt Mahood that can put the ball in the basket consistently for you.
All right, now it's time for the players to look out for. Brought to you by Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law, a full-service law firm helping individuals, families, businesses with all their legal needs. They're at 224 West King Street in Martinsburg, or online at suttonandjanelle.com. First, Nick, for the homestanding Musselman Applemen.
I'm going to go with Baden Hartman, and that's because he's making his first start here tonight.
He's not only is he making his first start, I don't know if he was told until like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, so I think obviously Coach Basil has seen a lot from him in practice that he likes. So I'm going to go with Baden tonight. Not necessarily that he'll score a ton of points, but I think he'll bring some good energy to this Musselman team. And then I'll go with Avion Blackwood for the Bulldogs. I think he'll lead the way offensively. Kind of a generic pick there, but I think Martinsburg's going to need a big game from him with LaQuay Clark still dealing with his illness.
All right, now we'll step aside for a 2-minute break for the playing of the national anthem, as we always do. We'll be back at your starting lineups and first tip after this 2-minute break. You're tuning to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
You've put up with your water long enough. It's time for Sunset Water Services, your local water solution since 1989, to fix your water problems. Get better tasting, better smelling, and better looking water today. Say hello to drinking your own delicious water for pennies per gallon. Say yes to healthier skin and hair and to softer and brighter clothes. Sunset Water Services delivers your bags of salt to you, so they'll save your back too. And our products come with a 1-year satisfaction guarantee. Call 304-754-9031 for a free water quality test today. SunsetWater.com.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team, with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center, 400 West Stevens Street, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley-Morgan County Health Department.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
Welcome back here to Klein Court as we get you set for this one, and procession out of the gym right now from the JROTC. So you'll watch that here on TV 10 and listen on Talk Radio WRNR. And Nick will get into the starting lineups momentarily as they've now cleared the court. It's time for the starting lineups, brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors. John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or call 304-263-4343. We'll start now with the Martinsburg starters, the visiting Bulldogs. Number 0, the senior guard, Avion Blackwood. Number 1, the junior guard, Jackson Steen. Number 3, the sophomore guard, Chase Shipley. Number 5, the sophomore forward, Achilles Whitby. Number 11, to round out the lineup, the junior forward, Shazir Baker. And now, for the homestanding Musselman Applemen, started off with the junior number 0, Nate White. The junior 6'4" guard, number 5, Gavin McLean. The 6'2" senior forward, number 22, Jason Gordon. And as Nick mentioned earlier, the senior number 23, Baden Hartman. And round out the lineup with number 32, the junior 6'4" forward, Matt Mahood, as the lights go out. And the Applemen get ready to introduce here at Klein Court. Nick, we got your keys to the game, the players to look out for. But overall, what do you want to see from this game from both squads? Squads that kind of still have a lot of questions remaining about them.
Well, I think the number one thing, Spencer, would be improvement from game to game. How have these teams improved? For Musselman, we haven't seen them in a little bit, so how have they improved since that Jefferson game? And then for Martinsburg, same thing. Last week against Hedgesville was it was a very tough opponent, but it wasn't a great performance for the Bulldogs either. So I think they need to show improvement as well, and just how these teams, connect and play tonight in terms of consistency, because these teams are looking for more consistency out there on the floor.
Yes, and we didn't really talk about it a lot during the pregame show, but you heard my interview with Coach Basil. Troy Walston will be dressed tonight, not going to play, but it's great to see that he's coming back earlier than anticipated for these Musselman Applemen, and he could come back for a huge game against University.
Absolutely. A guy that got hurt during the football season, and he is one of the guys that returned for this Musselman team that has experience and played significant minutes last year. He probably played more minutes than Mahood did. So not having him was huge. They were probably expecting a really good season out of him, but unfortunately he got hurt during the football season. But luckily he will return and make an impact on this Musselman team. So just good to see him back, especially as a veteran player on this team.
As we get you set for tip-off, opening tip-off, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com. And the circles, in the circle, it's Achilles Whitby for Martinsburg, and Matt Mahood for the Musselman Applemen. The tip is up and won by the Applemen. Into the hands of Nate White. Nate White trying to set up the offense. He's going to pass it down low to Mahood. Mahood, turnaround Jay, that's no good. Hartman fighting for the rebound, but it's got and grabbed by Shipley. Shipley now will pass to the top of the key to Blackwood. Now over to Steen. Steen back to Blackwood. Blackwood going to slow it down, hand it off to Shipley, going to set up the offense here. Over to Baker. Baker's going to hand it back off to Shipley. Shipley, a baseline jumper, not a baseline, that's a free throw line jumper. That's good for the first shot of the game, brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131. As we got a foul now, and it'll be side out, side in for the Applemen. And it'll be stolen by Martinsburg and Steen over to Shipley. His layup is up and good. Shipley now with the first 4 points of the night for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. They're up 4-0. 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
Great job by Austin Steen to get that tip, leading to the easy basket.
To McLean, now to Mahood. He drives in for the layup, and it's good. Matt Mahood puts the Applemen on the board here. 6:45 left in the first quarter. Blackwood now to Shipley. Shipley's going to set up at the top of the key.
I like this. They got Baden Hartman face guarding Avion Blackwood.
Ball now over to Steen.
Even though
Steen now trying to find somewhere to go with it. That ball is poked away. Now McLean has it going back the other way. Now Nate White will take it past half court.
even though Baden is inexperienced on the basketball floor, we know he's a great athlete. So, probably the best guy to match up on Blackwood. And I think that's why he got the start here tonight, Spencer.
It'll be Martinsburg basketball. First quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Brown Funeral Home and Cremations. Robert Fields and Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home, proudly serving the area since 1880. Also by CMA Honda Winchester at 3985 Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward. About 6 minutes left in the first quarter. 4-2 in favor of the Martinsburg Bulldogs here from Klein Court at Musselman High School. Shipley now over to Whitby. Whitby's three on the way, and that banks in. The bank's still open at 7:40 p.m. on Friday night. A 7-2 lead after Whitby nails the three. Now going back the other way, that's Gordon. Gordon dribble drives in. He's fouled by Baker. Going to the line is Jason Gordon. Or no, they won't say he's going up for a shot. I thought he was going up for the shot, Nick.
I think they blew it just before he went up for the shot.
Down now into Mahood. Mahood's shot is no good, but he's fouled and he'll go to the line.
Yes, he will. Good inbound play there. Set up a nice screen by, I believe it was Gordon, which allowed Mahood to get open and then get to the line.
Mahood at the line. First shot is up, and that's straight through for Matt Mahood, who now has got 3 points on the night.
That's the thing. He's got all 3 points for Musselman. So you got to find somebody else that can consistently put it in the basket. I think that's what has held the Applemen back.
Second shot rolls around and no good. Rebounded by Blackwood. Blackwood now past half court over to Whitby. Now to to Shipley. Shipley now to Steen. Steen to Blackwood. Back to Shipley at the top of the key, trying to set up the offense. Trying to get a screen from Baker. It's not really working out here, so they're going to change it up. Pass it over to Whitby. Whitby to Steen. Now to Shipley. Shipley dribble drives through the lane over to Whitby. To Steen. That shot is straight through from Jackson Steen at the foul line extended.
Good job by Steen to just kind of drift away from his defender. Get open for a shot that he can make. He's a good shooter. He just hasn't really had the opportunity to show it so far this season for Martinsburg.
And he was sick last week when we had Hedgesville hosting Martinsburg, so he didn't get to play in that one. And going back the other way now, ball taken away by Steen after Blackwood pushed it away, and it'll be a foul, I believe, on Nate White.
Yeah, great job by Evion Blackwood to jump that passing lane and continue to make an impact on the floor, even though he's being face guarded by Baden Hartman, so it's been tough for him to do much offensively, still showing that he can make an impact on the defensive end.
Shipley now with it at the top of the key to the far side of the court here, is right next to the benches, right next to the scorer's table at Musselman High School. Shipley setting up the offense, trying to get a screen, but he decides to go to the far side. Gets the screen from Whitby going, dribble drives in, his floater's up and no good. Rebounded by Mahood, going the other way is White. White down to Hartman, he's going to lay that one up, and it falls out. Rebounded by Shipley, but he's fouled.
Baden Hartman did everything right on that one to get down the court, get an open layup, but he just couldn't quite finish. And then he gets a frustration foul, which hurts. So still doing his job, though, tonight, which is to play good defense.
And that's why you think that Coach Basile started him, because you need somebody to match up with Blackwood. But Martinsburg running the offense over to Baker. The free throw line, he dribble drives in, no good. Rebounded by Gordon. Gordon looking for somewhere to go with it. He goes to White. White's got to hurry it up to get it past the half-court line, and he does. Now over to McLean. Haven't really heard his name so far tonight. He's going to pass it to Mahood. Mahood dribble drives, no good. Rebound by Mahood. puts another shot up, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts that one up, and that's good. 9-5, all 5 points for the Applemen coming from Matt Mahood. Nick mentioned it. Need to get some secondary scoring in there. That was actually part of your keys to the game.
Yeah, but for Martinsburg, you got a rebound.
3 on the way from Whitby's no good. Rebounded by McLean.
I mean, you allow a guy to get 3 shots on one possession.
Now over to White. White to Hartman. Hartman dribble drive is around some defenders over to Mahood. Mahood cross court pass to McLean from 3, and that's through. Gavin McLean sinks a 3. Now it's 9-8, a 1-point game, and you needed somebody else to get involved, and you got McLean involved.
And I like Gavin McLean. He's a good shooter. I think he needs to be a little bit more aggressive out there on the offensive end because he can shoot it.
Martinsburg with possession. Blackwood now to Baker. Over to Steen. Steen behind the three-point line. Fakes for the shot. Passes over to Shipley. Shipley trying to set up the offense just outside the midcourt circle. Over to Steen. Steen over back to Shipley. He's going to dribble drive through the lane. Put that one off the glass. No good. Gordon with the board. Over to White. White down to Hartman. Down to Mahood. Mahood inside the three-point arc jumper. No good. Blackwood with the rebound. What did they call there, Nick?
They called it off Musselman. I thought Avion Blackwood had tipped that away.
I thought he had possession of it, and it went out of his hands. Well, nonetheless, Martinsburg possession here. 9-8's the score. 1:52 and counting left in this first quarter. Gym here at the Klein Court starting to fill up. A lot of Martinsburg fans, a lot of Musselman fans, and this is the rivalry we're used to seeing in the EPAC. Blackwood takes it to the lane. They're going to get Gordon with the foul. Be under the basket. Coming in.
Shooting foul. Oh, no, never mind.
Coming in now is Logan Shelton, and coming out is Baden Hartman. Ball inbound to the Baker, now over to Blackwood.
Musselman goes for the zone.
Shipley
defense.
from 3. That's off the mark, no good. Whitby attempts to get the rebound. He punches the ball back out. In possession of Steen. Steen to Shipley. Shipley's going to say, you know what? Let's slow this down, set up the offense again.
Yeah, 2-3 zone look here for the Applemen.
Now over to Blackwood. Back to Shipley. Thinks about the 3. Decides not to. Passes it to Steen. Now over to Baker. Now back to Blackwood from 3. That one, it rims in and out. But Whitby with the board puts that one up. He's fouled. He'll go to the line.
That's what's tough about the zone. It's tough to box out, and you check Hartman out. So you go to that zone because you don't have the same guys on the floor to guard Avion Blackwood, but going into the zone makes it tougher to box out and grab rebounds.
First shot coming from Whitby. That's straight through. Whitby now with 4 points on the night. Hit a 3 early in the ballgame.
Yeah, he banked it.
That's 7:40. Second shot's no good. 10-8's the score. Under a minute left. Down to Gordon. Gordon gets possession, and he finds his way to the basket. He banks that one in and scores. Jason Gordon makes it a tie ball game. And then the other way on the other side, Blackwood with the points in transition makes it 12-10. The Bulldogs on top, 40 seconds left. Down to Mahood. Mahood, clear lane to the basket. He's fouled. Score the field goal. He'll go to the line. Tie ball game at 12. And Mahood already with 7 points. Could make it 8 of the 12 here.
Yeah, well, you see why Musselman was denying Avion Blackwood, because as soon as he gets the ball in his hands, he goes coast to coast so fast. But then nobody gets back for Martinsburg, puts Shazier Baker in a difficult situation, picks up his second foul, too, which really hurts early in this ball game. And Matt Mahood, with his height, when he catches the ball on the block, it's pretty much a guaranteed 2 points.
Shot from Mahood is up and straight through. Mahood will get a breather here. Ashton Kearns checks in the ball game. 37.5 seconds left. Musselman now up 13-12. Shipley setting up the offense here, probably going to take the last shot here. 22 seconds and counting left. Everybody anticipating what's going to happen next. 14 and counting now. In the corner to Whitby. And he double dribbles. 7.8 seconds left. Musselman with the lead. 13-12 will have a chance to make a shot before the end of the first quarter.
You got to be smart here on the inbound.
And he's fouled by Shipley. Almost got saved as coming almost to the corner of the table was McLean. Shipley with the foul. It will be inbounded by Gordon. Gordon
good pass.
Inbounds it to White. White now to Kearns. His layup no good. Rebounded by Blackwood. He's pushed. It'll be one. He tried to put a shot up. No good. After the first. It's Musselman 13, Martinsburg 12. We'll head to a 1 minute break. When we come back, we'll get the second quarter started on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 60.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Welcome back to Klein Court here on the campus of Martinsburg High School. After one quarter, it's Musselman 13, Martinsburg 12 as we begin the second quarter. Brought to you on TV 10 by Rossini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer, at 360 Hackles Way in Martinsburg or online at Orsini's.com. Also by the Skinner Law Firm, Injury and Consumer Rights Lawyers. Call 304-245-6613 or SkinnerFirm.com. Martinsburg with possession. At the top of the key now is Shipley. Matt Robinson checks into the contest along with Caleb Litton. Blackwood on the court. Whitby also on the court. With possession now is Linton. He'll pass to Shipley. He's going to dribble drive over to Whitby. Through the lane, puts up a floater. He's fouled. He'll go to the line.
So Musselman comes out of the zone. They put Logan Shelton in a face guard position on Avion Blackwood. But I thought last Friday he could be a guy where we see have a big game against Hedgesville, but he was really kind of a non-factor. He's a kid with some talent. Only a sophomore, though. So, can he get that consistency? He's done well so far tonight.
First shot from Whitby is up and straight through. He's now got 5 on the night. He's now 2 for 3 at the charity stripe. Next contest for Musselman will be at Broad Fording on the 23rd. For Martinsburg, it's tomorrow as they host Morgantown. We'll have that game for you on our networks. That second shot is up and good. 6 points for Whitby. Now it's a 14-13 lead for Martinsburg. Inbounded now to Shelton. Shelton to McLean. He puts that one up and good. 5 points now for Gavin McLean. And Shipley now to Linton. Linton nearly loses it. Now he's going to pass it in the corner to Robinson. Robinson over to Shipley. Tries to handle it. Now he got it. He's going to dribble drive through the lane. Lay that one off the glass and in. Chase Shipley now with 6 points. 16 to 15 is the score. Under 6:50 left in the contest down low. Now to McLean. Back-to-back layups for Gavin McLean make it 17-16 in this back-and-forth affair at Klein Court. Shipley now
And great passes from Logan Shelton.
Into Linton. Linton turnaround, jumper. That's off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Mahood. Linton falls to the ground. He's got to get back up, find his man. Now over to Logan Shelton. Logan Shelton to Gavin McLean from 3. That's through! Gavin McLean! Have yourself a first half. 10 points. Puts the lead up to 4 for Musselman. Shipley through the lane. That's no good. Linton with the rebound. Can't get it. Whitby with the rebound. Jumper no good. 20-16 here. 6 minutes left in the first half. That's Colton Shelton.
What a pass.
He passes that now over to Kearns. That ball is going to go out of bounds and remain Musselman ball.
I thought Mahood should have went up with it. He tried to get one more pass in there. Logan Shelton somehow kind of found Mahood there underneath. I thought Matt should have went up with that one maybe. Tried to be unselfish to find signs.
Ball inbounded to Colton Shelton, the cousin of Logan Shelton. He comes up from the JV team for this contest.
He's brought a nice composure to this second unit for Musselman.
And down low to Kearns, score the field goal. He'll go to the line.
This is the best Musselman's looked since that Sharando game in terms of just moving the basketball, slowing things down. It's a lot better than what we saw against Jefferson. I like what we've seen.
You heard Coach Basile in our interview say, still trying to find the perfect rhythm of guys. And with that one, makes it 23-16. 3 points now for Kearns. And all of a sudden, what was I said a couple minutes ago
is lane violation.
Oh, they called a lane violation. But it's still a 6-point lead now for the Applemen. All of a sudden, what was a 1-point game for the winding seconds of the first quarter and to start this quarter, now it's built. The Applemen have built a 6-point lead. And another missed shot by Martinsburg, but Whitby has it. Now in the game is Clark. Clark's shot's no good. Clark, who missed game against Washington, has it now. He passes it to Shipley. Shipley lays it up, and he's fouled, but he'll go to the line. So Chase Shipley now 8 points. Score the field goal, and he'll go to the line for one more.
Yeah, and, Clark being sick obviously hurts, but Chase Shipley and Whitby have really stepped up.
That shot is straight through, so what was a 6-point lead is now a 3-point lead for the Applemen. Football pass down to McLean. He gets it just under the basket, pulls it back out. He now passes it to Colton Shelton. Now over to Logan Shelton. Logan Shelton to Mahood. A jumper is good. Matt Mahood go off. 10 points so far on the night.
It's all good in Mahood, Spencer.
Shipley now at the top of the key. Passes over to Whitby. Thinks about the three. That was LaCoy Clark. Now to Shipley. He'll dribble drive through the lane. Lay that one up and good.
Chase Shipley's going to be something for Martinsburg in the near future.
Now a 3-point ball game, 24-21 into Colton Shelton. He'll dribble drive through the lane. Rashad Reed with the rebound, going back the other way now. Shipley over to Blackwood. Blackwood fakes the shot, dribble drives in. And they're going to get the blocking foul on Ashton Kearns.
Yeah, tough there. Good effort by Kearns. I did agree, though, with the officials' call.
Blackwood at the line to shoot 2. Could make it a 1-point ball game. His first shot is up, and that's off the mark. No good. Jacob Gordon checks in for Ashton Kearns. So it's Logan Shelton, Colton Shelton, Matt Mahood, Jacob Gordon, and Gavin McLean for Musselman. Second shot is no good, but rebounded by Reed. Reed now, was that LaQuay Clark? LaQuay Clark with a 2.
It was a 3. I was letting you know that Clark did take that shot.
It was a 3. We're at a tie ball game. We've got a timeout for you. We'll step aside for a 30-second break. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, back at 30.
Hi, this is Lauren from Orsini's right here in Martinsburg. Grilling is not just for the boys. We are a Platinum Traeger dealer carrying the Pro Series all the way up to the Timberline Series. We have every flavor of wood pellets along with accessories, rubs, sauces. Not just Traeger, we carry Utz, Meat Church, Lanes, and Dizzy Pig. We also carry a full line of Yeti products. Orsini's has everything to complete your backyard. Visit us at 360 Hack Wilson Way or at Orsinis.com.
Welcome back to Klein Court here on the campus of Musselman High School after it was a 6-point lead for the Applemen about a minute and a half into this quarter. Now we're tied back up at 24, Nick.
Yeah, and, some good stuff, I think, on both sides between these two teams. Obviously a tied game, so that helps contribute to it here tonight. I think Colton Shelton has done a nice job of being a nice guard for Musselman off the bench. And Musselman's just playing really well tonight so far, but Martinsburg's brought it on their end as well.
Colton Shelton takes it up past half court over to Gordon. Gordon out of the corner to Mahood. Mahood's layup is up and no good. Rebounded by Jameer Hunter, who checks in the game for Martinsburg, and it's a foul. And it'll be Martinsburg basketball. Foul on Colton Shelton. And Jameer Hunter, a new addition to this Martinsburg team. We know what he can do on the football field. He's going to go play at least Division II football next year. But now he decides to take on basketball here.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, right? Martinsburg's added Rashad Reed and Jameer Hunter to this squad, and they've brought, good athleticism at the very least. And now we're going to see Jameer shoot some free throws.
On the 1-and-1, right?
Yes, sir.
1-and-1 here. Jameer Hunter checks in. He's already shooting. What just happened?
I looked down, so I didn't see, but I'm going to guess it was some sort of violation against the Dogs.
Well, they don't get to shoot those. And they're going to get Jameer Hunter with the push. It's Martinsburg's sixth foul. Gordon inbounds it to McLean. McLean will dribble drive through the lane. Passes to Mahood underneath. All good in Mahood, Nick. Another two.
Well, how about Gavin McLean, too? I mean, he's not only scoring, but he finds his teammate Mahood, a guy that's played really well.
Now over to Hunter. That was to Blackwood. Now LaQuay Clark, three on the way, and that's money. LaQuay Clark, 6 points after just coming into the contest, makes it 27-28. 26, Martinsburg retakes the lead.
Talk about it all the time. Clark can really shoot.
Gordon now will dribble drive through the lane, and he's going to be fouled by Hunter.
No, they're going to call a walk.
They're going to call the walk there. I got to say, the limited time Jameer Hunter's been in this game, he's been involved in so much.
Yeah, and I mean, look, he's a long, lanky, athletic kid that can do a lot of good things for this team, potentially, at least on defense.
Shipley now has it over to Reed. Reed's going to pass it to Clark. Clark from three again. And he's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot three. That one almost went in.
Yeah, if he didn't get fouled, I think he does knock it down. So he's brought a nice spark here in the second quarter after being, out due to sickness the other day.
He went last Friday. Coach Rogers said he wasn't sure how much he would play. He played. And I'm presuming the way he told me was it got worse over the weekend. I don't believe he played in the Washington game. First shot by him is up and no good.
Should be 3 shots here, as it was fouled on a 3.
Second shot is up and good. And I don't think Coach Basile did not know it was 3 shots.
No, he's freaking out.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to get a sub in.
That sub being Andon Santa Maria, the freshman, comes in from Mahood. Give Mahood a quick break here, catch his breath. But now 28-26, the score. Martinsburg on top. Third shot coming from Clark, and that's true. LaQuay Clark now with 8 points on the night, 29-26, Martinsburg on top. 2:54 left in the first half. In to Colton Shelton. He'll go past the timeline over to Gordon. Gordon can't hold the ball, and it's out of play. Could not hold possession there.
Yeah, Martinsburg sped him up a little bit, which caused Shelton to kind of throw a little bit of a sloppy pass. And then Gordon ran out of real estate. Martinsburg content to slow things down here with a 3-point lead. Good ball movement.
Shot on the way, that's no good. Rebounded by Santa Maria.
You got the perfect look. If you're Martinsburg, you broke the zone. Whitby got it inside. He just couldn't finish the shot, but that's good execution by the Dogs. Just didn't finish.
That's Jameer Hunter's second foul. Jackson Steen comes into the ball game. Who's coming out for Martinsburg? It is Jameer Hunter.
Second foul.
He didn't want to come out. That's just how much a gamer he is. He just picks up basketball.
Santa Maria had a nice JV game. Definitely a lot of potential here for the freshman.
Shot on the way from Santa Maria. That's good. Makes the free throw, makes it 29-27. Second shot on the way. That's off the mark, no good. Shipley with it. 2:15 left in the first half. Over to Blackwood. Blackwood now back to Shipley at the top of the key. Over to Clark. Clark going to hit from three. That's no good. Going back the other way now is Musselman. Colton Shelton brings it up past half court now. Ball's taken away by Blackwood. Running the court. He'll put that one up. Lay it up and in. Just Blackwood's second made basket of the ball game, but it makes it 31-27 in favor of the Bulldogs. Gavin McLean now into Colton Shelton. His shot is up and no good, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
This has been quite the entertaining game, Spencer, and that's what we expected. Two young teams. At this point in the season, they're both getting better.
Whitby with the foul.
I think a surprising performance to some people from Musselman here tonight, but not to me because I thought that they would come out and be tough here at home.
First shot coming from Colton Shelton. That is up and good. You can hear the he's a freshman chants coming out.
Do you get the he's the freshman chants on a free throw?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a travel.
I wouldn't do it. We got to travel.
Colton Shelton, though, I like what he's really brought to the second unit. I mentioned it earlier. For a freshman, he seems very mature with his ability to handle the ball.
Ball inbounded, goes off of Bulldogs' hands and out of play.
Side motion, aim it, post, side motion.
1:34 left in the first half. Martinsburg with a 3-point lead, 31-28. Musselman to inbound the basketball to McLean. McLean now guarded by Clark. Over to Santa Maria. McLean with the give and go. His shot's no good. Logan Shelton pushes it out of bounds. Trying to get the rebound. It'll be Martinsburg possession. And it's really interesting now the things that Coach Rogers can do with his lineup with the addition of Rashad Reed and Jameer Hunter.
Yeah, it's more depth to this Martinsburg team, that's for sure.
Blackwood now has possession for the Bulldogs. 1:15 counting left in the first half. Blackwood thinks about the three. Over to Shipley from three, and that's money. Chase Shipley, 14 points. Under a minute left to go. Martinsburg on top, 34-28 in the first half. Ball taken away. Up to Shipley. Shipley's going to lay that one up and in. 36-28, an 8-point lead for the Bulldogs. into Logan Shelton. Shelton going the distance of the court. He passes it to McLean. His floater is up and good. McLean makes it 36-30, under 30 left to go in the first half. Looks like Blackwood and the Bulldogs are going to be content to slow this down, potentially for the last shot of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, with a 3, you go up 3 possessions here, or even a 2. So, I mean, might as well hold it into halftime after a great run by the Dogs.
And in there for the layup is Shipley once again. Have a first half, Chase Shipley. And that shot from Logan Shelton's no good at the end of the first half. It's Martinsburg 38, Musselman 30. We'll head to halftime. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back for the halftime show after this 2-minute break.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back here to Klein Quarters. We're now on the halftime show brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. And Nick, a very tight first quarter, 13-12 in favor of Musselman. And then offense just kind of exploded here in the second half for both teams.
Yeah, in the second quarter it was a pretty high-scoring quarter. You saw 17 from Musselman and 25 for the Bulldogs in the second quarter. 26 from the Bulldogs in the second quarter. So really the last few minutes I felt like Musselman kind of let some points slip. They had a young lineup out on the floor without Mahood, and I felt like that's where they kind of fell back, and that's why they trailed by 8 here at the half. So it's going to be important for Musselman, I think, to start the second half of a good, strong run to kind of get not back into the game, but make certain that it doesn't get out of hand here.
I was double-checking my numbers here. We'll go through first half scoring. Again, 38-30 in favor of Martinsburg. We'll start with the Bulldogs. Chase Shipley with 18. LeClay Clark off the bench with 8. Jackson Steen with 2. 6 for Whitby. 4 for Blackwood. And for Musselman, 2 12-point scorers. Gavin McLean came on late with 12. Now it's Matt Mahood also with 12. 2 points for Jason Gordon, 1 point for Andon Santa Maria, and 1 point for Colton Shelton. And again, it's 38-30 at halftime. We'll be back after this 2-minute break. You'll hear from Dylan Bishop. He'll have the halftime score for Spring Mills Hedgesville, which is an interesting one. And we'll We'll be back with Dylan Bishop in the studio after this 2-minute break. Tune in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and Team 10.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349, and that's 304-579-7349, or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
WVU Medicine is pleased to announce the relocation of our Berkeley Medical Center outpatient rehabilitation services to 1002 Tavern Road. This move gives Martinsburg Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation more room, more convenient parking, and a covered drive-up, drop-off area. WVU Medicine will continue to offer physical, occupational, and speech therapies for both adult and pediatric patients, as well as specialized services. For more info on this new location and services provided there, call 304-264-1214.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Welcome into the halftime and one scoreboard show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. My name is Dylan Bishop. The score of your game you have here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10, Musselman and Martinsburg. Bulldogs currently lead 38-30 at halftime. Also going on in the EPAC currently right now, 26-17, Spring Mills against Hedgesville. The AM1 Halftime Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Mountaineer Pub, located at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway in Martinsburg. So that's your EPAC scores. Again, Spring Mills home game against Hedgesville, currently 26-17. Your score here, Martinsburg 38, Musselman 30. And we'll get you some scores from around the rest of the basketball world right now. In the NBA is currently 60-56, Pelicans leading the Magic, New Orleans, and Orlando. And New York Knicks currently leading the Atlanta Hawks 58-56 with 5:12 left in the second quarter. Golden State Warriors leading the Cavaliers on the road 46-43 with 6 minutes left in the first half. Dallas Mavericks currently leading 33-19 at home against Miami Heat 1 minute into the second quarter. And the Clippers currently leading the San Antonio Spurs 13-10, 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Later on tonight in the NBA, you have the Denver Nuggets hosting the Indiana Pacers. 9 o'clock, there's Utah hosting Brooklyn. 10 o'clock on ESPN, Los Angeles Lakers hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. And at 10 o'clock, Sacramento and Oklahoma City. So again, your score here, 38-30, Martinsburg over Musselman. Spring Mills leading Hedgesville 26-17. Those are your EPAC scores. After this 2-minute break, we'll get you back to Klein Court in Inwood for the second half between the Bulldogs and the Applemen. This has been the AM1 Halftime Scoreboard Show. We'll get you back to the action after this 2-minute break.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs. Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596. At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Welcome back to Klein Court here at Musselman High School as we get you set for the second half. Third quarter here about to begin. 38-30 is the score with Martinsburg on top. We'll get you the third quarter sponsors brought to you on TV 10 by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com for more. Also by Smallwood & Small Insurance Group in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Nick, 8-point lead for Martinsburg. After what was a close game, what are you looking forward to this half for this ball game?
Well, I think that hopefully the intensity continues. It continues to stay pretty close. Like I said, at the half, I think Musselman needs to come out and get some quick baskets here to prevent this one from potentially getting out of hand, because Martinsburg showed some great flashes of potential toward the end of the half to pull away in this one.
Third quarter now underway. White now for Musselman. He's fouled by Shipley.
I like it, though. Martinsburg brings a double team. Make it tough. Just unfortunately for them, they pick up a foul there.
Musselman inbounds it to White on the other three-point line. He gets it past half court. Now over to Shelton. And we got an off-ball foul here?
Offensive foul,
Offensive foul off ball.
On the screen that opened up Gavin McLean.
Martinsburg now with it. Shipley gets past half court. Now over to Whitby. Whitby down to Linton. Linton turnaround jumper is off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Gordon.
And that foul, Spencer, was the third on Matt Mahood. Part of the reason why we saw him sit that final 2 minutes or so. So they're going to let him try to play through it. But obviously you can't have him pick up a fourth this early in the third quarter.
That you can't. Inbounded now to White. That was the first one on Linton for Martinsburg. White now gets past half court. Over to McLean. McLean, free throw line jumper. That's no good. Fighting for the rebound was Mahood. Did Mahood just get his fourth foul?
No, it went out of bounds.
Couldn't see that. It looked like he was grabbing him. It'll be Martinsburg ball now. Still no score here, just score in the second half. About a minute in here, 38-30s, where the score still sits. Shipley with it. Shipley now, top of the key, slows it down now. Trying to reset up the offense. .6:45 left. Here in this one now, passes it over to Linton, then give and go. And a three on the way. That one from Clark is no good. Going back the other way now is White. White now gets it past the timeline. Now over to McLean. Now to Shelton. McLean from three. Off the mark, no good. Gets his own rebound just inside the free throw line. Jumper, no good. Rebounded by Mahood, and he's fouled by Linton. That's Linton's second. Mahood at the free throw line. Tonight he's 2 of 3. Would be the first points of the second half for either team if he's able to make one of these two shots. First one off the mark, no good. Second one coming from Mahood. Mahood, who has 3 fouls himself, sinks the second one. 38-31, the first points for either team this half. 6:09 left in the third quarter. Jumper from Whitby's no good, rebounded by Mahood. Mahood now has 13 points on the night. That's Shelton, takes it all the way over to Mahood. His layup is up and good. Make that 15 points. Shipley now with it after the pass from Clark. Shipley's going to slow it down here. It's now shrunk to a 5-point lead for the Bulldogs. Over to Clark. Clark wasn't what he thought was being set up. Passes it back to Shipley to reset it up. And a 2 coming from Clark, and that's through. LaQuay Clark now into double figures with 11. 41-33. 5:15 left in the third quarter. Gordon now to McLean. McLean dribble drives in, passes to Mahood. His turnaround jumper is up and good. No, that was Logan Shelton.
Dumped it down to Sheldon.
Could not see with the refs in front of us here, but 41-35 to score. Turnover. White going to go directly to the basket. His layup no good. Shelton with a layup himself no good. Ball moving around and in now into the hands of Shelton. Now over to Gordon. Gordon down low to Mahood. It's all good in the Mahood. 17 points now. And a timeout's taken. We'll take one with them. You're tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 30.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Welcome back to Klein Court here on the campus of Musselman High School. Spencer Puinick-Verzolini, happy to have you with us. Cameramen tonight, John Alderton and Colin McLaughlin back in the studio. Dylan Bishop, happy to have you with us here in a 4-point lead for the Bulldogs, 41-37 with 4:40 left in the third. Possession with the Bulldogs. Shipley now with it. He's going to set up the offense, just gets past the timeline. Now at one of the volleyball lines. He's going to pass it to Robinson, who Matt Robinson checked into the ball game. To Blackwood. Blackwood back to Shipley. Nearly went out of bounds. But now Shipley's going to drive down. They're going to pass it to Robinson. His layup is off the mark, no good. Rebounded by McLean. McLean up the court to Mahood. Now to Gordon. Gordon backwards pass, but it's taken away by Baker. Baker tries to pass it back. And Blackwood is fouled, believed by Logan Shelton. That it is.
Yeah, Jason Gordon's got to take that shot. Go up strong and make that layup. Try to get a little bit too fancy with the extra pass there.
Logan Shelton's first foul of the night, team second this half. Shipley with it now, past half court. He's going to pass it to Clark. Clark over to back to Shipley. Shipley now to Baker. Baker trying to find somewhere to go with it. It's to Blackwood. Blackwood now to Robinson in the corner from three. That's off the mark, no good. Rebounded by McLean. McLean now to Logan Shelton. Shelton up the court to White. White now dribble drives to the lane. Layup is good. Nate White gets his name in the scoring column. 41-39. Now it's a 2-point game. 3:24 left in the third quarter. Martinsburg going to slow it down here. You hear the defensive chants raining out at Klein Court from the Musselman faithful. Shipley now gets fouled as he dribble drives to the lane. That'll be the third team foul of this half.
Well, I like the start to the second half here for Musselman. You're on a 9-3 run. After the way you closed out that first half, you're right back in this ball game now.
Nate White now has 3 fouls.
Yeah, you got a couple guys in foul trouble here with Mahood and White. So
Clark will inbound it. He inbounds it to Shipley. Ball taken away by Shelton. Shelton up the court to White. White's going to go through the lane, and he's fouled by Steen. Score the field goal. He'll go to the line. Ball game tied up at 41. This is for the lead.
And Nate White's starting to heat up a little bit. 4-0 run of his own, part of this 11-3 run for the Applemen to start this third quarter.
Checking into the game for the first time is Kyrie Bunny. He checks in for Steen, who checked in and now comes back out as he charged with the foul on that one. Nate White take his hand, one attempt here. Shot is up and no good.
And the hook gets the board.
And we got a foul coming. It's going to be against Bunny, I believe. No, it'll be on, looks like Clark.
Well, this could be a 4 to 5 point swing in favor of the Applemen getting this offensive rebound.
Ball inbounded now to McLean. McLean just outside the circle, half court circle now over to White. White's going to dribble drive in, and he is fouled by Shazier Baker, I believe. Yep, they're going to give the foul to Baker.
So White back to the line. We'll see if he can convert this time.
Baker in foul trouble with 4. I think Reed's going to go in for Baker here. Rashad Reed just going to check in momentarily.
That would make sense.
Shot is up and good from White. And Baker does indeed come out with Reed coming in. Second shot is up and good.
So Matt Mahood grabbing that offensive rebound turns into a 4-point swing in favor of the Applemen. They now have a 2-point lead, Spencer.
43-41. Shipley trying to set up the offense. Over to Clark. Clark to Reed. Reed, he finds Blackwood. Blackwood gives the ball away. Logan Shelton with the steal going the other way. He's fouled by Kyrie Bunny.
Well, Martinsburg's missing its ball movement that it had in the first half, where they were moving the ball real well and getting guys involved. That's just not here in this second half so far. It's not taking great shots, and that's allowing Musselman to get out and run.
First shot is up and rolls around and in for Shelton. Shelton now with 3 on the night.
Logan Shelton's earned his minutes due to defense, hustle, good passing, and now establishing himself at the line.
Blackwood will check out here to get a breather. Whitby comes back in. Second shot is up and no good. Whitby with the board. And a ball down low. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Musselman. Logan Shelton with the board. Logan Shelton now in the corner to Kearns. Kearns drives in with the contact. Makes the shot. Ashton Kearns with 4 points on the night. Makes it 46-41. Ball over to Shipley. Shipley to Bunny. Bunny fakes to Clark. Now back. Now over to Whitby. Whitby to Reed. Reed to Bunny. To Shipley, and he's travels. Another turnover.
Martinsburg needs a timeout. They're flustered. They're not playing good basketball as a team right now.
That's a great point. I don't know why you don't. Maybe you just try to get to the end of the quarter?
I mean, you have 3 points this quarter if you're Martinsburg.
Shelton with it. Now to Mahood. Mahood guarded by Reed. Now over to White. White down to McLean. A jumper. That's in and out. No good. Whippy with the board. Over to Bunny. Bunny pushing it up the court. Bunny takes the jumper. No good. Rebounded by Shelton. Shelton out of White. White down court pass to McLean. McLean, his shot's no good. And it'll be out of bounds as Mahood tried to get the ball. So it'll be Martinsburg ball. 1:15 left. And as Nick said, Martinsburg still only scored 3 points this quarter.
Yeah, 16-3 run in favor of the Applemen. Don't love that shot from Kyrie Bunny in transition either. So tough pull-up, mid-range 1-2.
Now ball
really needs a basket.
Over to Shipley. Shipley now to Whitby. Whitby, his jumper's blocked. Now to Reed. Reed under the basket, no good. Bunny with it. He gets fouled. He'll go to the line. Believe by Shelton. Team's fourth foul, his second personal. 53 seconds left in the quarter. Bunny's free throw is up and good. Bunny into the scoring column.
Hey, Matt, you take it out of bounds on a nice shot. You take it out.
Second shot coming from Bunny. That's straight through. 48-43, under 50 seconds remaining in the quarter. Mahood now is going to take it up, passes over to McLean. McLean, guarded by Whitby, gets past the timeline. Over to White. White now to Kearns. Kearns from three, no good. But Mahood with the putback shot. Matt Mahood. Now up to 19 points, or excuse me, 21 points.
No, I think you're right, 19.
Yes, 19. Yes, it was 17. Shipley with the shot, and he's fouled, but it's no good. He'll go to the line.
I think earlier, too, Spencer, remember we had that Logan Shelton play that was kind of weird, and you weren't certain who had scored?
Yeah.
Because of your angle there. So I think it's 19 now from the hood.
I have that on my score sheet.
Gotcha.
I just misread it. First shot coming from Shipley is good. That's his first points this half. He's now up to 19 himself.
Yeah.
So two leading scorers. All right, then. Maybe he's got 20. Second shot is up and good. Now to Shelton. 18 seconds left. Ball to Kearns. Kearns nearly has the ball taken away. They're going to call Bunny with the foul.
And we're to 1-1.
Wait, they're going to call it on Shipley. That is Shipley, my fault. No, I think it was on Bunny. He pointed to himself.
No, they say it's the third on Chase Shipley, so 1-1 here for Kearns, who's also done a nice job. I think Musselman, this has to be, I think, the best they've seen from the entire team effort. Even if you don't get the win, it's been a great effort from the Applemen.
Kearns at the line. His shot is up and good. Bounces around. He's going to get the second one. He is now up to 5, looking for 6 here to make it a 50-45 ball game. 14.9 left in the quarter. Shot is up and in. 6 points now. Shipley takes it up 12 seconds and 11 and 10 over to Clark. Clark probably going to look for the 3, but he's going to get inside the arc, and his shot is through. Clark now with 13 at the end of the third quarter, 50-47, a 3-point lead for the Applemen. We'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter after this 60-second break. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 60.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
When will I be able to retire?
How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back here to Klein Court. 50-47 is the score. Musselman takes advantage in the third quarter, and we'll start the fourth quarter. On Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Martinsburg with possession. Linton now has it. Over to Bunny. Now to Clark, to Whippy. Whippy's going to dribble drive in, pass back to Clark from three. That's no good. And it's rebounded by Kearns. Kearns now over to Colton Shelton. Ball taken away by Clark. Clark has the ball taken away on a pass by Kearns. Now to Colton Shelton.
Well, Kearns turned it over to Clark, and then Clark turns it back over to Kearns.
Series of events there. And going down low to Santa Maria. That's good. And then Santa Maria with a clutch layup. Makes it 52-47. We got a foul coming in on the shot. This one is on Gavin McQueen. His first personal, team sixth. First shot is up and no good. Second shot coming from Shipley. That's no good. Rebounded by Logan Shelton. He takes it the other way, and they're going to get the charge. Great charge taken there by Linton, Nick.
Yeah, but Logan Shelton should have drove in and dished it outside to a wide open Gavin McLean.
I don't think they indicated a number.
It should be on Shelton. Yeah, it should be on 10.
Well, they don't even know who made the foul, and they're the referees. Hearing Musselman's coaches saying they'll take number 4 as the guy with the call.
Yeah,
because that would have been the 4th for Shelton.
Right. So, I mean, Logan Shelton's played a big game. Kearns not in foul trouble. That's only his second. So, hey, they'll take the call being wrong.
And Linton blocked by Santa Maria, but are they calling the foul?
They did, yes.
Wow. And the Boo Birds have rained out here at Klein Court. At the line will be Caleb Linton. First shot on the way is no good.
Tough looking shot there from Linton.
Second shot is up and no good.
Martinsburg
rebounded by Shelton.
0 for 4 in the fourth quarter from the free throw line. We'll see if it plays a factor late.
Shelton now dribble drives through the lane, and we've got a foul here on Martinsburg, I believe.
1-and-1 here, so
on Chase Shipley. That's his third, I think. Fourth. No, it's fourth. That's big going down the stretch, Nick.
For sure. I think you got to leave him in, too. I mean,
he's got 20, 21 points.
Yeah.
Logan Shelton at the line. His shot is up and rolls around and in. I believe that happened before on his last free throws.
That's possible.
Second shot on the way. That one's no good, though. And is that a foul on Martinsburg or out of play?
No, Whitby lost it trying to grab the rebound.
Colton Shelton will inbound it. He inbounds it, and the ball's batted out, back out of play by Avion Blackwood. So a 6-point ball game here, 53-45, 6:40 left in the contest. Fourth quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at ParsonsFord.com. They became number one by making you number one first. In the corner now to Shelton. Shelton has the ball go to Colton Shelton. Logan Shelton's pass to Colton Shelton off the hands of Colton and out of play.
It's off Martinsburg.
Or it is off Martinsburg. Wow. Ball inbounded now to Logan Shelton. Back to Kearns. Kearns loses the ball. Or are they going to call a foul on Martinsburg?
Yeah, it looks like Whitby's going to be called for a foul.
He has disappeared since the start of the second half. Scored 6 in the first and hasn't had a point yet.
Yeah, I mean, again, young player. That's what Martinsburg's relying on right now.
Kearns at the line. He's got 6. Make that 7.
He's been real solid off the bench for Musselman.
3 for 4 from the line so far today. Second shot is up and through as well. 8 points. Bunny has it. Over to Clark. Clark has the ball taken away by Shelton, who slows it down. Gets stuck in the corner, and it's off of Shelton out of play. Be Martinsburg ball.
Yeah, that was a tough call there. I thought that was off of Martinsburg. The official obviously has a much better look at it than we do from the far side here.
Ball inbounded to Bunny. Bunny's going to set up the offense. Getting guarded by McLean. He passes it over to Whitby. Whitby nearly loses handles. He's going to put a jumper up. That's no good. Clark with the rebound. Over to Bunny. His jumper is up and no good. Rebounded by Whitby. Whitby puts it up, and that's through. Whitby now with 8. Makes it 55-49. 5:50 left in the contest. The fourth quarter also brought to you on TV 10 by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. And we got a timeout by Coach Basile. We'll take one with him. You're tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10. Back in 30 seconds. Welcome back to Klein Court here at Musselman High School. Spencer Coy joined alongside Nick Verzolini. Happy to have you with us. Cameramen tonight on TV 10. John Alderton and Colin McLaughlin back in the studio, who you heard from at halftime. We'll hear from him after the ball game. Dylan Bishop, happy to have you with us here. 55-49 here, middle of the fourth quarter, Nick. Musselman now with the advantage. Martinsburg's not out of it, though.
What's been impressive here for me in this fourth quarter is Musselman's been keeping pace with how they played in the third quarter, and Matt Mahood's been on the bench. So we talk about the secondary scoring. They've gotten that tonight.
McLean now has it taken away. Kearns puts it up off the bottom of the backboard, or off the bottom of the iron. Blackwood has it, taken it all the way. And Nate Whites stands firm and takes the charge.
Now I'm surprised
Foul
that
on Blackwood.
Coach Basile didn't go back to some of his starters here after that timeout. I thought that might have been why he called the timeout.
White loses possession, able to keep it back now over to Logan Shelton, to Anton Santa Maria, now to McLean. McLean shot's no good. Rebounded by Santa Maria. Santa Maria can't put that one up, and no good. Whippy now to Blackwood. He's fouled going up, and he'll go to the line.
Been a quiet night for Avion Blackwood. Give credit to the Musselman defense.
And we've got a score check at the end of the third quarter between Spring Mills and Hedgesville. 35 Spring Mills, Hedgesville 23, Nick. A 12-point lead for Spring Mills.
That's a little bit surprising, but hey, like we said, that top of the EPAC, it can really go either way. Shot was no good there on the free throw, Spencer.
Shot was no good by Blackwood.
But
He's
Matt
still at 4
Mahood
points.
comes back in, so good substitution by the
Blackwood's second shot is straight through. He's up to 5 points this evening. Ball inbounded to Mahood. Mahood is going to pass it off to White. White's got to get it past the timeline, and he does. Guarded heavily by Blackwood. Now over to Logan Shelton. Shelton's going to dribble drive through the lane. And they're going to get the call on Shelton?
Yeah, and that's number 4.
Shouldn't it be number 5?
It's only the third.
Oh, third.
Okay, so no big deal there then that they necessarily missed.
I
that
already
one
wrote
earlier.
down 3 because I thought it was 3, but they didn't get it. Bunny has it. Bunny now over to Linton. Linton guarded by Kearns. Now back to Blackwood. He'll dribble drive in, and they're going to call a foul on the floor. Is that Logan Shelton once again with the call?
It appears so, yeah.
So now it's Logan Shelton's 4th foul. Blackwood at the line as both teams now in the bonus. Blackwood's shot is up and good. Now he's got 6 points on the evening.
Yeah, both teams have guys in foul trouble.
Colton Shelton checks in for his cousin Logan Shelton. Also checking out was Kearns, I believe.
Yeah, Jason Gordon came back in, so you're starting to get some of those starters back on for the Applemen.
Shot is up and no good, but rebounded by Bunny. It's tipped out of the air by Blackwood and going back the other way. 4:38 remaining, a 4-point ball game here at Klein Court. Into Mahood. He passes back to White. White.
Okay, they got LeQuay with a push.
Is that his 4th? It's his 4th. Second. Chase Shipley is the one with 4.
Yes.
But at the free throw line, Nate White.
There, if they were going to call the foul or call White for the travel, but I'm presuming they're saying that the push led to him to start with his feet there.
White's first free throw is up and good. Nate White now with 7 points tonight. Second shot is up and no good. Mahood nearly gets a rebound, but it's Gordon. Gordon to Colton Shelton. Now to McLean. Back to Mahood. Mahood's going to dribble drive in, give it to McLean, and he's fouled going up. Or no, they're going to say he travels. He's not happy about the call, nor is the Musselman faithful. Blackwood guarded heavily by Shelton. Into Blackwood. Blackwood guarded by Colton Shelton. Now over to Bunny, who's guarded by McLean, but not as heavily, not as hand checking there. Bunny now passes to Whippy. Whippy now to Clark. Clark from 3, off the mark, no good. Mahood secures the board. Mahood to White. White to Gordon, but its pass is tipped around by Blackwood and out, so it'll remain Musselman basketball, Nick.
Yeah, good effort by Avion, but he just couldn't quite get it to be secured.
Inbounding now to Mahood. Mahood nearly loses it or travels, but it's going to go out of play off of Martinsburg once again.
They have been the tip drill on these last two possessions.
Martinsburg trying to check Shipley back in. But they're going to say next one. 3:48 remaining in the ball game. 56-51 in favor of Musselman. White inbounds it to McLean. McLean just skies up enough to get it guarded by Bunny. McLean's got to pass it now to Mahood. Mahood going to dribble drive through the lane over to Gordon, and Gordon lays it up and in. Jason Gordon now with 4 points, but a clutch basket there makes it 58-51, 3:24 remaining. Coach Rogers calls a timeout. We'll take one with him. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back at 30.
Hello.
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Welcome back to Klein Court here on the campus of Musselman High School. Musselman on top of Martinsburg, 58-51 as we wind down this fourth quarter. Spencer Boyd joined alongside Nick Verzolini. Happy to have you with us. And Nick, 7-point ball game now. Musselman opens up the lead. What does Musselman need to do to protect this lead?
Just continue to execute. I think they've been doing a pretty good job of keeping taking good care of the basketball. So just keep that up. Get your multiple guys involved that you've had on the offensive end, and keep playing tough defense, especially on Avion Blackwood tonight. He has just not had anything, and you can tell he's getting frustrated.
Shipley now with it. He passes to Bunny. Bunny to Blackwood. 3:14 and counting left in the contest. Blackwood. He's fouled by Colton Shelton. Colton Shelton, the freshman, getting the call up.
He's done great.
From the JV team.
For a freshman, he stepped up. He's playing tough defense. One of the many guys to get the assignment of Avion Blackwood. There he got called for the hand check, but overall, I think it's been good defense.
First shot from Blackwood is up and good. Makes it 58-52, 3:10 left. Second shot coming from Blackwood. That shot's no good. Rebound fought for and out of play. It's going to be Musselman basketball after tipped off of Martinsburg player.
Blackwood's had his opportunities from the line. Now 3 misses in this fourth quarter and 5 misses overall.
It's got to be a 10-second call, and it is.
Inbound, 5 seconds.
5 seconds. It seemed like 10 seconds they were giving them. So it'll be Martinsburg possession. .307 left, a 6-point lead for the Applemen. Martinsburg with possession. Blackwood inbounds it to Shipley. Shipley setting up the offense here as the clock winds under 3 minutes left. Over to Bunny. Bunny back to Shipley. Shipley to Bunny. Back to Shipley. As Avion Blackwood's basically out of the equation. Over to Baker for 3. That's through. Shazir Baker with his first points of the game at the clutchest time possible. Makes it a 3-point game. 58-55, 2:44 left in the contest.
That's big time from Shazir Baker.
McLean now takes it to the rack, and that's through. McLean now with 14 points on the night. Shipley to the rack. Hoop and arm. Count it, go to the line, Chase Shipley. 22 points.
How about Baker, though?
Yeah.
You're sitting on the bench because you're in foul trouble. I don't even know if he's taking another shot tonight. So he's got to be cold, and he just comes in and knocks down a huge three with a man in his face.
Shot on the way from Shipley is through. He's up to 23. Ball inbounded now, a 2-point ball game, 2:25 left. McLean now over to Gordon. Gordon back to McLean. He's got to get it past the line, and he does. Over to Gordon again. Ball taken away by Baker. Baker to Whitby. Now to Shipley. Shipley's going to go through the lane. No good, but he gets his own board. And he loses possession of the basketball. Gordon picks it up. Now over to Colton Shelton. Ball off the hands of Baker. But back to McLean. Now back to Shelton. Double team. And Colton Shelton gets fouled as he goes to the ground. They're going to call it. Who did they just call that on, Nick?
I didn't see, but it's on Martinsburg. It will be free throws here for Colton Shelton.
They called on. Did they call it on Baker?
I think it was on.
There's no 12 on the court.
I think it should be on Bunny.
12 is Robinson. He's sitting on the bench. Fouls on White. But there's nobody in 12 on the court for either team. I'm trying to understand what's going on here, Nick, but foul is on, I don't know who, because they motioned to 12.
Well, I guess it would be 12. That would be Colton Shelton.
Yes, it would be on Colton Shelton. You're right.
But it looked like to me that he was the one that was fouled. Unless they're saying that he extended his elbow.
And now the refs are talking it over.
So it's a 2-point game here for Musselman leading Martinsburg.
And Logan Shelton will check in for Colton Shelton. He checks out. He's not happy. He doesn't understand what's going on. And Coach Rogers takes a timeout to try to settle things down here. And we're going to keep it here, Nick. It's a 2-point ball game with time winding down here. That was a crucial call on this ball game.
Yeah, I think a good substitution here by Coach Basile to get Logan Shelton back in the game. Colton's done a good job, though. But get a veteran player, a guy of experience in for Musselman, something you really need because you're getting a lot of turnovers. You're getting a little bit out of control if you're the Applemen. So you get Logan Shelton back in to slow things down. I think that's smart. But now we got 2 free throws here for the Bulldogs and what's been just a foul fest here in the second half. I'm sorry, no, it won't be free throws because it's player control, so no free throws here.
Yeah, which is why we heard Musselman coaches saying we're playing defense. Whitby inbounds it to Shipley. Shipley now coming to the top of the key, gets a screen from Baker. He passes it over to Whitby. Whitby now to Shipley. Shipley's going to slow it down and come back to the top of the key. At the edge of the circle. He's going to get the screen from Whitby, but it doesn't work out. The three is on the way, and that's no good. Ball tipped around, and it's going to be Logan Shelton securing the rebound, and it's going to be a foul on Martinsburg. Great catch by the referee over there from Logan Shelton.
Martinsburg took a timeout, but it didn't look like they really had a play there. So I'm not certain what happened during the timeout.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shipley ends up getting a good look from 3, but it wasn't the best offensive possession that you would expect when you just called a timeout.
Logan Shelton from the charity stripe. He makes the first one, makes it 61-58, a 3-point ball game. 1:31 left in the contest. Second free throw coming up. This one is on the way, and it's no good, but McLean catches the board. His shot's up and no good. White tries to secure the rebound, but he tips it out of bounds. It'll be Martinsburg possession, down 3, 1:26 left. Blackwood inbounds it. He's been held to 7 points tonight. Over to Shipley. Shipley leading the way with 22 points. Whitby from 3. That's off the mark. No good. And no foul there. So it'll be Shelton now with it. Under 1 minute left to go. Over to McLean. Does McLean step out?
He did, yeah.
McLean steps out. It'll be a turnover. A crucial mistake by Gavin McLean to not check where his feet were.
Yeah, it can be tough there on the sideline. So we got Martinsburg timeout. Hopefully they draw something up a little bit better here this time and get some good execution on the play. But, I mean, you're down 3. You don't necessarily need a 3. You can get a quick 2. Feels like the Dogs have kind of settled a few times for some jumpers. And we really haven't seen much execution in terms of working the ball inside at all in the second half from Martinsburg.
Hey, Nick, what did you mention in pregame about this matchup last year?
I mentioned a lot of things, but they're close games.
Yes, but specifically the one here last year.
It came down to a last-second miss from the Dogs.
And there you go. Down 3 right now. 59.7 seconds left. They're in possession. Are the Bulldogs. .7. Shipley will inbound it to Whitby. Now back to Shipley. He gets it past half court.
Musselman denying both Blackwood and Clark on this possession. Means there's pretty much no help defense. Martinsburg's got to attack the paint.
And Shipley through the lane over to Baker, and Baker makes the shot. 5 points on the night. Martinsburg's got to foul him. Under 39 seconds left. You got to foul him. And Colton Shelton gets fouled.
That's number 5 on Chase, though.
Yeah, Chase Shipley fouls out of the ball game. And he knew it. But he's like, I got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a choice there if you're Shipley. You got to foul.
But they don't have anybody to come take his spot.
Well, they're going to wait until they force him out of the game.
Now they are right now.
It'll be
and
Bunny.
Kyrie Bunny comes in. So 1 point ball game, 61-60. At the line is Colton Shelton, the freshman, who got the call for tonight's game and has spent tonight's game guarding Blackwood in the time he's been in. This is a big moment for the freshman. And he nails the first free throw. Now has 2 points on the night. Second free throw upcoming from Colton Shelton. That's straight through. Klein Court erupts after a timeout taken by Derek Basil here. A 3-point ball game. Under 30 left to go. Nick, what are you doing here if you're Martinsburg?
Well, you're down 3. We got under 30 seconds. Again, you don't need a 3. You can get a quick 2. So it depends on how Musselman lines up defensively. If they do the same thing that they just did on that last possession where they denied LaQuay Clark and Avion Blackwood, then I think you go ahead and you try to get to the hole because, like I said, there's pretty much no help defense at that point because those guys are face guarding 2 other players. So it depends on how Musselman lines up. If you get a great look for 3, you take it. But if not, I think you try to get into the lane and maybe you get fouled. We've seen a lot of fouls in this second half.
63-60, Musselman on top of Martinsburg. Under 30 seconds remaining on the court for Musselman. Logan Shelton, Colton Shelton, Nate White, Matt Mahood, and Gavin McLean. For Martinsburg, Bunny. Whitby. Baker, Blackwood, and Clark. 36 seconds left.
And you don't have Chase Shipley the rest of the way if you're Martinsburg. That takes away another offensive threat for the Bulldogs.
Inbounding it now to Bunny. Bunny gets it past the timeline. 33 and 32 seconds now. 31 and 30. Bunny passes to Clark. Clark to Blackwood from three. That's off the mark, no good. Baker tried to get the rebound, and he thought he was fouled. But it'll be out of bounds against him. It'll be Musselman basketball, under 22 seconds left, 21.4.
I think Blackwood rushed that shot because it's like the first time all night that he got
Shelton inbounds it, but it's Clark who gets it. He can't lay it up and in. Shelton gets the rebound. Now down to Mahood. Mahood is going to lay it up, and Derek Basile jumping for joy once again. 65-60, 10 seconds left. And Nick, 10 seconds remaining in this ball game.
We got an injury on the other end for Martinsburg.
Is that Baker?
I believe it.
No,
Clark.
That's Clark.
And he hurt that ankle earlier.
In
Not
the year.
Speculating.
Didn't he hurt it earlier in the year?
Yes.
Yeah.
He hurt it earlier this season, so not speculating, but that did appear to be what that could be. And I mean, that's huge. You don't want to lose that kid. He's been really good for them this year.
They put 2 seconds back on the board, 12 seconds left. A 5-point lead for the Musselman Applemen.
Well, you're just losing your shooters now with Clark going down, Shipley fouling out.
All you really have is Baker, who just made a three. You're never going to be able to get it to Blackwood.
Blackwood maybe, but I mean, he hasn't really been open.
Now Whitby has it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 over to Blackwood. Now to Matt Robinson. Matt Robinson, a bunny from three. That's off the mark, no good. Blackwood with the board, but time is up. It's over. Musselman secures the victory over Martinsburg, 65-60, and another all-time classic here at Klein Court. We'll step aside for a 2-minute break and begin the post-game show. After that 2-minute break, you're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back to Klein Court here at Musselman High School. Musselman victorious over Martinsburg 65-60, and Coach Basile joins us courtside here. And Coach, a tough battle tonight, and your team came out on top.
When we get together with Martinsburg, I just got a lot of respect for Martinsburg, and they play good basketball, and they got a young group, and we got a young group. We're both trying to figure it out, and I think Dave's doing a great job with them, and it's always a good game. They always seem to go to the wire, and great when, like I said, it's great when we win them, and it's really tough when you lose them.
And, Coach, you mentioned to me pregame that you're still trying to kind of figure out these lineups.
Yeah.
And it seemed like you were able to get it clicking tonight,
Well,
especially with the freshman and Colton Shelton coming in.
Colton had played a great game. I thought Asher Kearns played great off the bench. But everybody came in and contributed. I thought Andon contributed, and everybody that played, contributed and did what they needed to do. And like I said, we played within ourselves, and we did something. We made some strides tonight.
And, Coach, you guys were able to hold Avion Blackwood to just 7 points tonight, one of the best players in the EPAC. It was clear you were trying to take him away, and you saw great defensive efforts from really everybody that got a chance to guard him.
Yeah, I mean, he's hard to guard. When he gets downhill, he's really tough to guard, and we were able to keep him in front of us and kind of deny him the ball a little bit, and it worked out for us tonight because he's hard to hold down for sure.
And it's been kind of a tough start to the year, but a win in the EPAC against a rival like Martinsburg, what do you think this does for your team moving forward?
Well, it's got to be a big boost for us. Our kids were, they were down, and it was a challenging week, and we're trying to keep them in it. And I talked to them about last year's team and just, staying with it, and those guys came every day and played hard and didn't care who played, and we get some of that going, we're going to be okay. We'll get better.
And, Coach, looking forward to next week. You'll go out of the EPAC play at Broad Fording and at Sharando. Return that game that you lost a tough one to Sharando earlier in the year.
That was a good game. We had a shot, but we had a late lead in that game. Let it get away from us. Hopefully, we're learning to win. This was a big win for us tonight because we've had some opportunities to win games late. We didn't pull it out. Tonight we were able to do that, so that's a big step for us.
All right, Coach, thank you, and good luck next week.
Hey, thank you guys for coming out. We appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Coach. That was head coach for the Musselman Applemen, Derek Basil, after a 65-60 win over Martinsburg. And Nick, we'll get right into the postgame show here, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. We talk about it coming down to the wire almost every single time, and always going to be an entertaining game when these two teams meet.
Absolutely. And, it's a huge rivalry. Musselman had a great atmosphere here tonight for their home crowd, so that was huge. Their defense was good. I thought they were able to do some good things on offense, and this is a win. Anytime you beat a rival, it can help you moving forward for Musselman to really start to build some momentum, and now things are starting to get even more interesting in the EPAC if Musselman can establish itself as a contender here among the Martinsburg, Musselman, Washington tier that we think is a little bit different than that, obviously that top tier. But I like Musselman. I like what they did tonight. I thought they got a lot better. They got production from a lot of different guys, which could make them a dangerous team moving forward.
All right, Nick, it's time for Game Stats, brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 South, right here in Inwood. Taking care of you like nobody's business. You got the total up yet?
I do. Might be a little bit off here, but leaders for the Applemen, Nate White, 7 points, 8 from Kearns. He did a nice job off the bench. McLean has 14, 12 of them in the first half. He was huge for Musselman in that first half. Logan Shelton with 5. Jason Gordon with 4. 3 from Santa Maria, and 21 from Matt Mahood, along with 3 from Colton Shelton, who did a nice job as a freshman for the Dogs. Avion Blackwood with just 7. Steen with 2. 13 from McClay Clark. 25 from Chase Shipley. 8 from Whitby, and 5 from Baker were the leaders from Martinsburg here tonight.
So you'll hear from Dylan Bishop. He'll give you the final of Spring Mills Hedgesville. Just put it this way. It turned out to be a closer game than it was at halftime and at the end of the third quarter. We'll get in now here as we begin to wrap up the post-game show. We'll get into the awards. We'll start with the moment of the game, Nick, brought to you by Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Buying or selling a home, call 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com.
Thought it had to be, well, there's really two things I could go with here, but I think the third quarter for Musselman is what the difference was in the game. The way the Applemen ended the second quarter, I said they really needed a good third quarter, and it was a great third quarter to give themselves the lead heading into the fourth, have that confidence to go and win the game. I think that third quarter for Musselman was a big difference maker.
All right, now let's move on to the rejection of the game, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. What's your rejection of the game?
There wasn't a ton, but I'm going to go with Gavin McLean's block in the third quarter on Whitby. Thought that was a real solid rejection there, so that would be my rejection of the game.
All right, and the final award tonight, the player of the game, brought to you by Kelly's Allstate Insurance. For all your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
Spencer, it's tough because Musselman got a lot of good performances, even guys that you don't necessarily see with huge games like Colton Shelton and Logan Shelton. Both I thought played really well, but I'm going to go with Matt Mahood. He led the way here tonight. He's been their leader all season. So to see him get over 20 points in a win for the Applemen, that's great to see, and he would be my player of the game. But I think it was kind of tough because this was really a complete performance from Musselman.
All right, well, congratulations, Matt Mahood, being named the Kelly's Allstate Insurance Player of the Game. That will wrap things up for us. Next broadcast, though, tomorrow. Well, quick turnaround for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. They'll play host to the #1 team in the state, Morgantown. That'll be approximately a 3-ish tip, 3:15, 3:30, just depending on their playing.
They're going to. I'm just kidding.
They're going to go freshman,
JV, varsity.
And varsity. And again, at Martinsburg, not a big enough gym there to play their freshman games in the auxiliary gym. So they're all going in the main gym tomorrow. So approximately 3:15, I'd like to say. Potentially we'll be on the air around 2:45. But stay tuned to the Facebook page, TV10 on Facebook, as well as at WRNR_SportsMix on Twitter. We'll keep you updated on there. But that'll be a big one tomorrow to see if Martinsburg can maybe see how they can compete in that one.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, this loss really hurts Martinsburg, and then you come back tomorrow and got to run into Morgantown. Does not get any easier for the Dogs, but it's a good challenge for this young team, and at the very least you can work on some things and get better.
All right, well, that will do it for us here for our crew. John Alderton, Colin McLaughlin on camera. For Dylan Bishop, you'll hear from him after this break. For Nick Verzolini, I'm Spencer Police saying so long. Musselman beats Martinsburg 65-60. So long, everyone.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
Welcome into the post-game N1 scoreboard show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Post-game AM1 Scoreboard Show brought to you by Farmers Mechanics Insurance Company. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to fmiwv.com. The game you just saw here on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10 or listened to was Martinsburg and Musselman. Final score, Musselman 65, Martinsburg 60. Also in the EPAC tonight, big game between Spring Mills and Hedgesville. Spring Mills kept control all throughout the game, ended up being a close one, 46-40. Spring Mills winning over Hedgesville to keep first place in the EPAC. Now the rest of the basketball world tonight, get you updated on the NBA. No top 25 games in men's college basketball, top 25 tonight. Do have some games in women's top 25 action right now. Number 4, Stanford, and number 8, Utah taking on each other. Currently a 4-point lead for Stanford, 24-20, with 44 seconds left in the first half. Number 22, Villanova, leading Creighton 17-4, with 4 minutes left in the first quarter there. We'll take a look at what's going on in the NBA around tonight. Got you some scores around halftime. We'll get you some updates. Currently this game just went final. I was about to say there was 1.5 seconds left. The game just went final. Orlando Magic 123, New Orleans Pelicans 110. Warriors currently leading the Cavaliers 105-91, 9:20 left in the game there. Hawks currently leading the Knicks 112-104 with 8:22 left. Mavericks up 22 points in the third quarter on the Miami Heat. 6:26 left in the third in San Antonio, where the Spurs currently lead 85-81, and 4:49 left in the first quarter for Denver as they lead the Pacers 21-12. And finally, last game ongoing right now, 24-11 Brooklyn Nets on the road in Salt Lake City, currently leading the Jazz 24-11 there. 10 o'clock on ESPN, Grizzlies and Lakers. 10 o'clock, the Sacramento Kings and the Oklahoma City Thunder. That'll do it for the AM1 Post-Game Scoreboard Show, brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Company. My name is Dylan Bishop, wishing you good rest of your Friday evening and a good weekend. Stay safe out there.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.